So I don't know if this can be seen as like a bunch of birds. It's like sometimes it's like, sometimes I also don't know how to do these things, right? Because sometimes I feel a bit uncomfortable to like do my own thing when there's a lot of people around. Because in a way, I don't want to disturb them. But at the same time, I would just like to do my own thing. So I've practiced this quite a bit. And what I've learned is that sometimes it's better to first go into the room and be a bit quiet. So you walk onto the clearing, and then what you do is you just sit down somewhere so that the environment, which means all the humans, start to get a bit relaxed about your presence. And that's why most of the times, I don't take music with me anymore, because it's going to, people, it's too easy to judge, because some people like it, some people hate it. So I try to be as neutral as I can be and as calm, as relaxed as I can be. And then I just go about my business. So I don't make it a big point what I'm doing, I'm just doing it anyway. And I let people do what they do while I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's my general mentality that I have developed from knowing how terrible it was working with my dad, because he didn't allow me to really test myself, because he was afraid that I would make mistakes. And this is what has taught me in a way how to do it a bit different. And why me, right? I don't know. Why you? I don't know. Why anybody? I think we all learn the things that we need the most in this life to do our job. And as my job, sometimes I don't know, why can't I just film this and say nothing? Like, am I such a penetrable wise ass that I have to talk to you at all times about things? Because why can't I also just film nature and let nature do its thing? And all I can say to that is, to me, in a way, it doesn't really matter, but my voice is like my instrument, and I like to add it to my creation in a way. And if you dislike my videos, I always invite you to just create the videos that you would like, and then telling me if it was as easy as you thought. I mean, sure, when you're doing it, you think, well, okay, it's kind of easy. But when you're not doing it, it might seem impossible again. So you have to find that, fine balance between doing and not doing. Because if you do nothing for too long, it becomes too much of your habit. So you should be more doing things than not doing things. And then, nobody can deny now that cannabis certainly can be used in a very constructive way, and so does coffee. So if you know how to handle the substance, but if you just keep drinking the coffee, it's going to rile you up and you're going to have a heart attack. Surgeons would really love that. Also the ambulance, they love it when you have a heart attack, because then they can do things. But you could also just take responsibility yourself and start changing the way you live. And right, whether or not YouTube believes now that this is like certified healthcare advice, take it as it is, or bury it somewhere where you can never see it again. But once you've heard it, you certainly have to start thinking about it. So if YouTube asks, you haven't heard this from me, it was just somebody somewhere that told you about it and you wanted to try. So don't come running back to me and report my content, because that's just really low life. So please just be responsible, don't be an idiot, because, don't have to piss on what I'm doing just because you made a mistake or at least failed to learn from it. So there is your lesson. Take it or leave it. Be friendly or harvest the shit. There's also another lesson to be learned. Sometimes I come here and I really want to chill. And I sit down and I smoke. And then I see somebody running up there. And then I think, shit, should I be doing that? And then I think, wait, but you're sitting now here and you're chilling. So why should you then also go running? So, that's the thing with orienting on other people. They're doing something and you want to do it as well because it looks fun when they are doing it. But they've probably worked hard to do it the way they do it. And maybe they don't even enjoy it, right? Some people, they just go running because they think they have to. And so I only go running when I really feel like it. And when I have dreams of going running, then I'll go running. And some people also run because they just have nothing else to do. And I just have a lot of things to do that I could be doing if I would be doing them, which I am most of the time. Sometimes with coffee or without, doesn't really matter. But in a way it happens and suddenly you're talking in a kind of a weird way that keeps people wanting to listen to what you're going to say, because it's not monotonous, but more different kinds of voice things that slip certain information into your mind. You don't even realize it. You just gobbled it up, and it's going to guide you to an experience that is to your liking. I mean, that's a far stretch, because you have to juggle your own mind. So you have to learn the balance between that's good and that's bad, which is, it's as it is. That's just acceptance. There's no good or bad or something. It's instead of acceptance. You accept that there are bad things and good things. Somewhat. But if you see, some of the good things are the result of some of the bad things, and some of the bad things are the result of some of the good things. So in the end, it's all somewhere in the middle, which means even though people are dying, people are also being born. And that means you cannot save everybody, but you can certainly work on saving yourself. And once you feel like you're in a safe place, right, you may think about how to help, really help. But first you have to really take charge of your own life and start helping yourself. Otherwise you're going to run around like a headless chicken, not knowing what to do, just buying junk all the time, watching ridiculous Instagram content or videos like mine, instead of creating your own kind of things. That's always where you want to get to. Just because you create doesn't mean you have to share it. It's just what I like doing. I personally think anybody who has the guts to create something should share it, to flood the market with freedom rather than oppression. that's something that I could stand for and that I'm trying to do, and I'm really showing it doesn't really matter what you do, because whatever you do, it's gonna be unique. By working through your shit with psychedelics and creativity really works for me, which doesn't mean it necessarily must work for you. Having said that, all I can say to that is, you've heard it, I've said it, I've heard it as well. You've said it maybe once already, and now maybe if life happens, we can just create something together. Now this is becoming a drag, right? So sometimes you just have to be quiet.